Okay, guys, I'm saying we should be fine now. We should be very fine. Alim balal ali program on fana share bang. Let us start the program now. Yes, so nga audio problem all soto nung follow to nga audio problem bala soto nung je everything was mixed up. Wala asabung na funko ning tinyata nung audio mantra taka. So I had to change the software, look at different software I use. Computer audio, it was all mixed up, man tente no. Fonse woke, fonse nyindo ke sign thing. So wala kita kuwa nyende album bala la wala le amko bay machine ko wala mo abola nyama. Eka kumasi le ay dung ibulu nyoka. So nyim fanam mang jawya je no. Kunung fong ni use le sudo. So but yagele be kuning nata fankatanan thing. So ngamra saying album we can very clearly ning album we can then we can start the program immediately and then we can continue. Yeah, kuning dola nyama saying thing I want us to take it and then do it that way. Yeah, so whatever caring saying thing. So bari ngolu ala baraka bake assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu na mo be kontong mo yalon ko be jibero la sainteng ngal be kontong bake kafali ko al bismillah na program to men kabuna ngaliye UDP TV and media kafali ko ala baraka bake nal badi mala bijanke kendo jande mbedun naka cha kono be content ro kala be na party executive content na bake his excellency lawyer Usain Dabo aningala general executive for be ke be kontong ka foi ko we are praying for you and we are proud of their leadership. So particular leadership o be content na be duala pro ala siso simaya bala ni chati kenda ya katre fayo menkana 2021 December 4th pro ala se be ma be kaira ba kono be ngaje nyonyala victory nying celebration nying ayke mo be nyala be nga kalamta inshallah ni ngabota alabala ala baraka bake ngam be konton bading ning konton dro badana particular executive solto kana diaspora fanan konton diaspora kafali ko ala baraka bake diaspora is doing a great job. So na dog warning, we have to continue with this job. We have to continue, putting pressure. We have to continue talking to our people. Prokadiam na mulia swokano. Diaspora nga responsibility sotole. Inteka trefaila no jama, bari hansa nga responsibility basotole membe nyinti na diamun na mulia swokano katre sangonyin katre wafonyin ekani kumudun dije nyama toli ya kumasele prokadunka katre ulsang nyinkumo nyimbe fokane mol kanata kuti me alon kamanke tonyati walanto itema experience dena mantra kere. So we have to continue talking to our people prokafon na mulia ko diaspora katre fayo nying na stake soto jele stake me alon ka watal bake. So mbe munekala benna mul kumandila continuously engage pro ibaje ko katre sanwo nyi membe kere. That is the only way baro se kate onyu windo nyame. Ninga manche katre se woti baro man chance no abe windo nyame. Nyine asabu he is frustrated, he's desperate, he's going to say all sorts of words many alon they're not going to make sense. Komo ko dino hydra fo nyame kunung dino hydra prophecy menke, and he made this prophecy covering 2019 covering ani UDP kuyata ni alhaklo bakan dino hydra made a prophecy kaitande ko UDP la victory ni member kala 2021 UDP la nyaton ka badol beje men yalon ko ye bata basoto UDP party kono atakala wol dol nyala batara be dara lakira ni o ko be relate ibaje la ko dino hydra melofo na executive jama beje bi alma alay ni man ka faro kay alma alay la jama sone wasifalu ay kaje ko be siar ngele femi pitas wol lamaro wol la min dabbo diba wol ani mo jamal ben yalon ko ni ajibe ay fa nyame exactly akata wala nyama alaw ko woni ala la kero benta bakele woton be duwala dino hedra fane pour ala sa ala hakilo to wabulu ale fisamante amendi ala pour ka ko jeno alama ale amendi abulo kono alma ala yake puti kume yalon ko aba kala no pour ka Gambia dimol le nafala instead of another thing else. But be sirfo fanan konton na bake mbaja ila be militant sol konton na bake be na UDP TV and media crew be mo be konton na UDP diaspora chairman be konton na especially my own chairman Mafude Cham and ingala entire executives na local committee team UDP gas chapter kal be konton all the local committee teams many along ke be UDP gas chapter kono ke be konton na country coordinators from Germany, Switzerland, Austria and in Holland kal be konton bake and kafali ko ala baraka baka UDP gas chapter so kala haklo blandi ko take activities will be kan many alon ke be fundila na bantale because diaspora ne ajen ko responsibility bala soto diaspora nyanna ka poti oni empower diaspora we have a responsibility wolo nyindi ko pour kan na pati oni ka makoy election o muka easy no especially African politics election is something very crucial incumbents will come use e ka banko la nafulota ye banko la nafulo use ye molla voice ni yasam so tol many alon ko be diaspora jam na responsibility bala soto we might not vote but financial contributions and in influence on our families is going to take us to a long way. Wobe mayala bakele. Fundraising will be fundilale, probably from different chapters. But alinkana fasi. Bankudo kulo ni yekuo kukije abeka fruitful sama. Yekuo kukije, you are building the future for your children. You are building the future for yourself, and you are creating a conducive environment for your children and for yourself. You are also developing the country indirectly because ning tara fonga banko mbuta banko nga bonde ning zoo criminal blockano the zoo cabinet me yalon ko led by Adam Barrow ninga banko bondi wol blockano be environmental create la Gambia environmental me yalon ko we are going to encourage investors to go to the Gambia wo investors wol ba munekala wol be banko ni develop la be ke banko mako dal indirectly and wo be munekala banko dingol me yalon ko wol mo Gambia nolti abe wol le mako ila abe wollel mako ele bajala ko banko dingol bes do ko soto nyin do ko nda yami yalon ka be kan Gambia banko kan nante is unfortunate banko dingol besiring i mantra do ko la ke mantra do ko soto kan nyene asabon su nyaro besiaring kuma nekel besiaring banko kan fondinkel man bulal soto ke be damo do mutala now but we said like you vote for UDP government fundinkel pour ka do ko create a Gambia is probably one of the easiest things to do. It doesn't mean you have to create an office job for every single person. This is how the Zouk government is thinking. The government of Adam Barrow, the Zouk government, and then the Zouk guard. It only to create a job for everybody in the Gambia, to create a job for the youths of the Gambia, it has to be an official job. Everybody has to put on the suit to go and sit in the office and work. And this is not how it is. They got it all wrong because their focus is more on how they are going to re-elect themselves into power than to create jobs and to create conducive environment for the Gambian people. The safety and the security of the Gambia is not even their priority. This is the kind of zoo government that we have. This is the kind of useless government that we have. So, but on the UDP government, as you see, UDP la 5 points agenda. Aliagel, one of them is to create a smart agriculture. Mafo kring gadino. UDP is going to create a smart agriculture. UDP is going to create a mechanized agriculture. Agriculture that is going to be empowered through the use of agricultural implements. Modern technology I will require and Gambia we have that. Now UDP ko ibe Gambia molu empower la sama dokula le priye fon balundi amanti ko sankono ibe kala ke jambandi keme worol ta yaki ya di sama dokula la you forget about everything. We are not going to do it that way. We are going to empower the farmers by using modern agricultural techniques. Wala mo ka masin jorong ta masin jorong be yalon ko ni ayata nun ko ka doko ke bulola wala ka doko ke falola ni falo keta kadu woro la puriela do ko nyibando nyimbeta la kariklina la puriela do ko nyibando, and it is possible because UDP has that plans ahead. They have done the underground works, so it is possible. Now men commence follow medila la, let's go to Jahal Pacha rice Jahal Pacha ni Jahal Pacha jibe Jahal Pacha damma manke wasifati medbesi are in Gambia kono ni data kiyamma fongola like Tankular and the others you be gisel sotol beni alonko ibe sama dokulal makola nyadile. You are going to create a place for them masakundala fongo be iwurala ye kodo funtinde ye dulal create meni alonko mano be kala ka dokunole sango kono 24 months karwo karite along lungo lite along nimmo la frakata kala mano doku abado kula nole. What is going to happen later? Ibajela ko Gambia hani mano sa bondino Gambia la ngasamba banda Gambia la problemo amu menti wala mu basic needs especially mano UDP masakunda ya suteko niye domoro bondi yewo problemo ni yakele Gambia banko ba fa masambala nole nyene asabu UDP masakunda they came up with this strategy that puru Gambia ya fa masambalo kodo menan kam wobitala sama dokula la sama kunto wole be siala hani state sola kodoti wole be siala kodoti membitala health wole be siala kodoti kodola membitala how to call it finance wole be siala kodoti membitala justice wole be siala kodoti kodo membitala dulaudulato this nyimmu UDP masakundala feroti andun ke balu men be nyim fofo kan aliyagele the credibility ya mesoto nyene asabum they ought to stop working with the zoo government and they went and sit home ning ayata nunko ning ke balu they don't have any vision for the country being a member for wonder what ibekala psycho fund solti ko MUSA DRAMMEH be psycho fund ala nyame they are going to be a psycho fund just like Dembo today is being used as a psycho fund today. They're going to be like a psycho fund just like Ahmed Ba and Henry Gomez, those zoo cabinet members who cannot even offer, they cannot think independently by themselves. But thanks to UDP executives, they decided to leave the government than to be part of destruction, than to be part of suppression, than to be part of blatant violation to the constitution and to the wills of the Gambian people. That is to suppress the Gambian people and prevent the taxpayers from having any benefit from their die-hard tax money that they are paying. To prevent the Gambian people from having access to the facilities that ought to be provided to them from the natural resources that God has put in the Gambia, like sanyam, like our oil and petrol, like our sand mining, like our black sands that are in the Gambia. The government responsible to sell these things, to utilize them, develop the Gambia, make use of it to provide facilities and better living conditions to the Gambian people. UDP government ko ito damantakela masakunda kono member wakela. If Gambians are going to die of hunger and suppressions and trauma, UDP masakunda ko damantakela ge nyina asabu nyuno bota masakunda kono ise sino masakunda kono le yela kaunta ya wafi ya kodota ke ninyi masakunda me yalon ko bulako masakunda lo ibe denyola ye Gambia tiya ntani la kumbo ko ito datakela je bariko Gambia dingol mala fi menna woman ke UDP la agenda they are not going to be part of it nyina sabu ke batage ndol kombe jahal pacha rice cultivation ba kamala nan ne jahal pacha amangi jahal pacha damati Gambia every region me yalon ko they have the swamps many along ko manose do ko le 24 hours by using the irrigation systems. UDP masakunda ko ibabola kala, and that's what we are going to be part of. Dan so abaraka bake binta abaraka bake nga kata famot. That's what we are going to do, and that's what UDP says. Abubakar Jallo, UDP is a tribal party because all ways to communicate with Mandinka language. You see how low you people think. Well, whether you people realize what is happening even in developed countries or not. In developed countries, there is only one official language, and that official language, in most cases, through language is most commonly spoken in a particular country. In Gambia, near majority Jibe, the majority is a Mandinka. So if we are trying to communicate to people, we want many people to understand what we are talking about. So I personally, that's why I'm using Mandinka and English in combination. But it doesn't make sense. You always come up with it and then sell your laziness to the Gambian people. This is your problems. But anyway, let me just forget about you. Yes, so okay. So Mbadingolu be même fo kan jawolo munyiti UDP la masakunda la difference ani adambaro la masakunda la difference ni nyame nko adambaro na rakabrin 2016 adambaro la masakunda ikasama ma ko nyadile adambaro la masakunda I call them the zoo government. Now the zoo government are not even ashamed to buy donkeys and to buy horses to the Gambian farmers. They are not ashamed to buy donkeys and horses to the Gambian farmers in the 21st century. And they are talking about empowering agriculture. Ngina sabunkali yako, ikakumo kuma fo idala, aning ila aksono ila barakuo benyame. They are completely different. And that speaks volume to anybody. You are sensible and you understand the human nature. Hadamani wala nature benyame, akakumo memfo adala, akabara nyame, eka wole jibe ye mezo ni equal ni mezo ye wo ku flota ye jibe eka lo ne musi fala mati e kalonne mum mo sifallel meti e kalonne mum mo sifallel meti abaraka ba ken ko dum alamin salati samari I will ignore them ngoro thank you so wole be keren Gambia Adam Barrow kabrin 2016 Adam Barrow ye promise jalladi Gambia de molla I promise jalladi Gambia sama do kulala kebe sama empower la hani jambando me yalon ko kadi Gambia sama do kulala ida malki jambando be sunya nyoti oje jallo ya bonde munala bar kabri ya bonde munaketa ye molu murodi ben yalon ko wolle dabi jambandi sunya nyi kono ñinam fana aliyamo le lokul saba ko mando jambando yeme e kam ko do menta palimeno de kasa jambando la e ke jambando ma bole ni jambando ni ya mabbo fu mo ñina ko samata mbita say yeah, we try to look at corruption is a part of this zoo government. This is the problem. But UDP la masakunda yalo nimbe na principle of London. Let us discuss them thoroughly. Let us discuss them thoroughly. Ntolbe sama doku benyame. Sama dogo UDP bakodo mendon la sama dogo ko kabonang bankola ranke soto wala mo ni comme ko like ndara parlemento UDP la minister of finance banko be solo la nafulo men na samusa afutara parlemento kono abem kodo nyi menyeni la pour ka dondi sama kono wala be siala kodoti me yalon ke banyilla ka dondi nyudula dol beto anno ngin dulado every sector me yalon ko kodo ka dundi na manke jati kende abunduladi na manke kadamoti ning bladol bebe jilale ko don nanka mo masakunda kamin ko nyinen kaje iba be jindale by half compares to what Adam Barrow's government, what the zoo government, what the criminal government are requesting from the parliament. Now you will remember in 2020 Gambia la parliament ye ko do men nanka mo approve pour Gambia masakunda be ifanna fala menna e ko ibe Gambia doku la menna ning bundal bel to ngin men fonante asifa na approve Gambia hani ya jamala time. But that very year, Hansang Mambam follow Mambranja went back to the parliament. I feel like could go for Katata for 1.5 billion Gambian dollars. Ning kodo nyimbe kata no muneso de ye no mun changes laje kabun 2020 and 2021 2019 and 2020 tema no mun differences laje no mun differences laje no mun differences laje na manke the monster attitude même fontita na zoo president abalo kono. That's why he will always sit down saying things that do not make sense. He can sit down and tell the Gambian people, I have climbed this high, I have walked this high, I went to the grave and did this, I went to the grave and did this. When I was a child, I did this. My seats in my own house are even more better and expensive or nicer than the ones that you have in the state house. My house is even better than the state house. And those kind of petty talks, those kind of useless talks that makes no sense to the Gambian people, that makes no differences in the lives of the Gambian people. As the head of state, you need to be responsible. Ibekala moloti meyalonko dajiko beyelo. Dajiko amanke nyinti ko nibetama like kayita kukanante molka na jeke beta mala ko ngol kata me nyame woman ke daji ko la definition mu menti ni ko mo fo moli let it be a word of wisdom so that the people who are looking up to you as a role model can emulate that. Nyene asabu e ka dindi mo je ka trasiri some of them will be talking about I want to be a president, I want to be president Sadawda Kairaba Jawara, I want to be Thomas Sankara and things like that. You see people using Thomas Sankara's image as their profile picture because they emulate Thomas Sankara. And even though they don't even know Thomas Sankara, but they read about Thomas Sankara, the legacy that he lived, the life that he lived, that's what they appreciate. The words that he has been talking or he spoke, that's what they appreciate. And they want to emulate that same positive path. And not like the useless talks that our Gambian president is sitting on the media, telling Gambians the atrocities that he is committing. And the imams are sitting, the imams are sitting down without even addressing that. Yes, some imams have addressed that. Some imams have really addressed that. And those are the kind of imams that we need in the Gambia. Those are the kind of religious leaders that we need in the Gambia. But I have a word for the imams. And I have a word for every single religious leader in that country. Being a Christian, religious leader or being an imam, I have a word for all of you. You see this game, This game that we call politics. If you want to lose your dignity, if you want to lose the respect that people have for you, if you want to lose the honor that you have in the society, welcome to the hood. Ning Allah fika bunya memballa, horomo memballa, na jamano kan, na sate olokono, kango membale bulokono, na jamano kono, na sate olokono, na jamano olokono. Ning womal satisfied. Allah fika woka fule, pulo aliadum politiko kono. Against the Gambian constitution, against the local government act. Woto aliwura aliadunam politiko kono. Bari ning al nada politiko kono. Al salon ko politiko de. Allah al mamayati jibela. Allah ke bayati jibela. Nothing is going to be considered. What we look at in this field is who is supporting who is telling the truth, who is talking in the interest of the Gambian people. So hanimo almamolati misal fe yeda dundi politiko kono ibe kufoka meya lonka manke Gambia interesting whether you are 95 years or 96 years ibe kumolu men moyla ibe attack sol men jela ibe molla seferol men jela ibe molla diamol men mele teleto be ready to condone them. Be ready to condone them. Ning Adama Barrow after 1 week, the worst atrocity that a Muslim leader, a Muslim elder can sit on the media and confess to the nation the atrocities that he did single-handedly by going to the grave. Adama Barrow wok moñu fo lokun kileng a lokundo aya atol almamol be kumandidam men yalon kal be kombo kono ayal sin the state house kono. And during that conversation, there is something that and that really, really made me angry. It really, really shocked me and it made me angry. I go from Dembo Bojang. Dembo Bojang Lota, the religious advisor to the zoo president. Dembo ko Almamolu Abedia Mondela, and he's going to tax them. The President Adama Barrow, and they have to get involved in the politics. But Dembo Bojang live his life. Sangomeng Dembo Bojang sangomeng by gay purkata aliyo malkiyama membe bekundo wasango mantara ay baluto ko de bawo momen yalon ko ite balutale for close to 80 years now. If you are saying such kind of words to the imams against the constitution, against the acts of the nation, I see that as a disgrace and a very shameless utterances from Dembo Bojang. Mabusifa expect kabo Dembo Bojang bulokono. Dembo Bojang lotejang ini Adama Barrow iko. The imams, the sefos, the alcalos, ibeda bondila political, and they are not going to be used as a political tool again in the Gambia. That era is finished. This is the word of Adama Barrow. He said the civil servants, because you are not loyal to the government, in other words, because you are not going to vote for the government, your tendency of losing your job, everybody is going to be working based on the merits. But saying, look at New Gambian at their age, and the positions that they hold, they're still lying to the Gambian people at the core. This is the kind of the cabinet that we have. The cabinet full of people of deceptive voices. 99% of their words against the commands of Prophet, peace be upon him. And they call themselves religious leaders. They call themselves elders in our society. They call themselves our fathers, our parents. The cabinet representing the nation. That's why I call them the zoo cabinet. The cabinet full of zoo members who have nothing other than the ideas that can generate to upgrade the level of the zoo animals. This is the kind of cabinet that we have. But the imams, Al-Mamolu Gambia, atole menu biye, ning al sonda Adama Barrow yalta ayal dundi politiko kono, ayal dundi kukono me yalonko aning na dajikol manta, amanka la dokwati, al se pare fana politiko kono al dokumul men moyla al tulola. Al nyanna kay pare le purka ita. Aketa al mame wo al mameti. aketa kiyang almamelati bang aketa badibu almamelati aketa kongo almamelati ni be dino karandila dino karandi dino le mu alla lodlat society kono an alla bunya membal kan ani hormo abetulal bulo kono le fombal sekandila santo nyame fumbal sekandila santo nyameng but ning alla fita alla wo bunya alla wo hormo alla wo dajiko nga ben soto aliye nimbe diamu lalie fonka jime ale duma ngawo dialla nyina kam makatun ko albelori nye dino la kam and we are people of faith wala sabon prophet na dina nyaton ko yem bunya menna as long as albelori dino la balundo kam ndawo bunya dina lale but ning alla fita aliye fo wo bela al haftano lu wura ali nanam political filo kono al bentara le janne jang ni no na nyim filo kono politics ke bayatige ila bara wala tige ila londi tige membige e kadiamu ko menna ay banko fevo nyaadile ani kam kuma sifa ala foy nyakono kuma baraka mal ban fo kuma fuudi wol le bang nakira kuma fuudi wodi hani dinde ko me yalo ka be sanji lulu abe jabilale politiko kono be wala nyama jang abe wala nyama jang andung hani almamo ni be ko mandila hani ya imam manta wala lage because nim politic filamity we are all equal we sell the agenda and we rate people based on wisdom and how they think and how they talk based on the interest of the Gambia and how they defend the constitution of that nation. So welcome to the hood imams ning Allah fita wala bari ngaro ne ko Gambia almamo bunya menu balla Altisonna aliela mokoma menkata ka furewuri against the wails of you very imams, against the preaching of Atol Almamolu, Alkaku menka wandi lungo jamawolto, suwolko no kudubolto, mo me yalon ka kawoke fafonga funding aka confessed. Mule ka foko ngakari gela be fure okungule ndeka ngabe safo ke kanje. Bari ye tole ya fa fonka si banko nyatli le ka fo ko ndenga fure ji sawala kungule ngafa ngoke. Bi adama baro men ko masaya jatra ni praifa ali alon ne say ay fure jalla ko ngulide ay safo dundi men ko ali ngam fo nyine ka wala common sense, native sense. So we can pick things from there. Alhamdulillah. How many dead bodies were exhumed by this zoo president? The president that has no good utterances. Be sirifo kontona. Sirifo alasana dino haidara. Kilala bonsungo mbakonton na bake ay kumol men fo kunung adiamuta membe kerin TV ning aliala moy aliya kalam dale sirfo ay memfo alasana dino haidara memfo ning alhaklo bakan 2016 desan lumen nabo fo kam besiron dong ndaw interview jibe kanno aning sungkutin ni dolam mukato fo say yalo kol falidal so bari dino hadra men fo go interview nyinto ay karte fa predict abe kala nyamen campaign be kala nyamen outcome of the election 2016 how it was going to happen ka bring dino hadra okay karte fa oketa won nyam everything abe kata won nyam fa banta alhamdulillah alay multi dale mankanya eka foko nte malla karila malla morola bari ko moria mo ke tonyalati ndefana I'm not part of any crew I'm not part of any society me ya lonko mbegola kono ni mol mo ka future jeno bawo mo ka prediction o ke di nyaano le e ka prediction o ke le based on the knowledge method based on the wisdom ala mendila yene asabun alka moy weather forecast Babol sa weather forecast, hani Gambia sa weather forecast. Sangi sawa. Tilo be bola lunjumala, sama binala lunjumala, snow binala lunjumala. Tutuo bakala lunjumala. Sangi saba menkana ka be predict and it goes like that. At least 96% accuracy ikawala sa diye. Weather forecast. What is the difference between forecasting the weather and it goes exactly by that forecast or predictions? Aning alasana dino hydra wisdom mo may use proka diamu bawo makadiamu ala koma akafole nabot ala bala anu akawala nyama mune wala differences ti nillata weather forecast la mune ba sabu men yalon ke ka prophecy ke ning akake to nyati mbe faniandila mbafla ko ka batuta lel batum fo mel ka weather forecast ke wala ka batuta lel batum ba they use knowledge and the wisdom ala mendila ko ko be kere balu ko no hadama dum sabe kenole as long as me fonso di ande pour ka niyo ke hadama dum la banna man ko wati ko hadama dum sa genole ya research ke nyaadi le ala e manta be nyaadi le e karanta nyaadi le welka ken the difference and our curiosity and how much we get into those deep research welka ken the difference is so I'm not part of anything melo ka foko munke malla moriala walante malla how to call it imanyola fango I'm not part of that so mem fola how to call it sidifoye kila mamarengo mba fala ko baraka alasana dino hydra kunun ay kuma lafo kumo me yalon ka betiata bake so courtesy of Pamodu Bojang I will give a video credit to Pamodu Bojang and I'm sure that's going to be fine by our brother Pamodu Bojang. I want to share that with you people. Alasana dino hydra kunung idea mo menke bembe kere TV pro aliye lamoy andung alasana dino hydra ay DCM tineke kabiring fengo fanan keta nung 2016 ya jammel la karre fo be kala no ay DCM tineke ay the same prophecy like and it all went exactly like that ala yin sole mankanya boto alinka kal jutu wala londola ndete jutu le londola ite kan jutu ndela londola ninga na londola kafu nyoka we can build a better society we can build an ocean ninamu kafula nafati Gambia lonna baraka ma balle soto itata an mame kundal to bang itata muru kundala to bang Gambia be mo lonna lati alhamdulillah
bismillah sirifo mbe afore ko bismillah mimbe keri mbe kondondiro kola yo laftale ni ngadum kacha kono bayrim bi ngadum dam fulale soto jaytele mun na luntam foloti sirif ba jannimbe dunna sama kono ni nga kacha soto radio to janne ani mimbe kerin television oto wo kacha kono ke hakilo bulande doro yemmin fonye wolom nyindi ko mobe be la moy kan wolom nyindi ko President Barrow na manson ka 3 years o horoma fitino be siala sate kono nyapin kango be siala ku manyarante be siala ala yake wolketa wedida foro benta bari nada ko fana ngenyin ka samala Kenya fanan e konye ko nyin sama folo jiobe jiote siala bar fonyo be siala be tinyaro kala ala yake anida foro benta yo sirifo sainga dunno kacha kono afele yemmin ko nyin sama kono nga folo samala nyin sama kono ya ko tinyaro wata andun tinyaro ketare momin na bungo tinyata danta la kabirin kombo jam fo bade bu fo dawoda yo saya felen dunda sama kono jio nata lole andu yo fanam fonye nunne fonye jio be lola bar nyin temboto jio fela murunta nan saya sirifo la fele moru kono to dia nyin samala nyin labangon budada la nyin temala katala labon kan wobe kala nyaade
yo samala labon komi science jio be kala domandi no bare ni o ko min loda ten afadula kuma na fata nin wala wo titani lulo kono
hade
jio be siala domandi jio be siala domandi ngabe bu nyamale fanan be boyla
ni August kono ban fo ni August fata
o fata karimen be August ka
September wala September la titani lulo ma fangola
kaka August ki lulo la bamo ita karna la wo kardo titani lulo ka jio be siala domandi bara jio la tinyaro fanan be siala le
jio la tinyaro be siala le
comme bu nyama be boyla lalko atumodo tinyaro be kanyan soto fanan temo kono taworo min dulu be fonale
amonda soto min ka ke sama kono
ninan
taworo ni iko taworo ni lulo nin kemelon taworo ni lulo be tinyala
wol be tinyala wol soto be kumbula ninan
dino wobe kala mantora balati de baring nin sama tinyata wata koleale samba nan Senegalu kan andu Gambia femba be mu Senegalete
sayin molsi fen do ko ay ke fen to mi yanon ko fen tar mon ba naman tar yada ba koleale ba jodi yala
ibe mimo min do ko da se ke fen tare ngote
wolbe bete yala le mel folo e firo ke wolbe so ba ban fen la man da naman ke fen tare ngoto wolbe fola
ya foko fanan ko mol min folo e firo ke wolbe harjela le bari min labanta firo la wol bono be kele bolle fo han sa wolbe kere
abole nyama dole ko kan wala kan ko min folo ya dun dawlo ko no ba so da bar min labanta wol naman ke fen tare ngoto wol dalbe tinyala da sala nyama de kere
bismillah munta yin komi ya fo nyamen samala labango jio be siala domonding
domanding
bara lote jamfala bana be tinyaro kelale ala ma ala ende ma kiram sirfo sada jumale be nyenna fo sada se sotala ba
man sada do ko man to sada fotale sina ngamara tambale sina
ko man to sada fotale pour nyen se bayno
ndin da ko silan ko ken
fodwalde bari sada tala sada o tambe
o tambe de samana la ko ne dio obesi yala kelle ke
bismillah samana la dino sain dunta jamano le kono Gambia jam mi yalon ko jamani kolen wala munyenti ko bari nyim politiko nyocho min bebe kering abe tata nata nka carte fayolefo yo nyinandung nga politique si fale jejang politique si fami yalon ko ajakalo warta bake anda silanya warata bayring mol kalo radio to television oluto be nyo kaja filay be nyo nenne be nyo la wulula lu nenne be nyo la kuma kotolu sambarne be kangolu la nyokan dino o manke fente mi yalon ko ntelonga lon non politiko kono bari nyina wole be kering so wokamala diamo min bebe siare molu silata iko aseke nyin campagne kono abe kala fitina ballete dino e mone jewoto campagne kono jannimbe futara carte fayola bar campagne nyim fango be kala nyaadile
campagne be diala bake fitino be men be kala fitino be kanyan na ata sembo so la molle be la fitino wolin da ba aba kole yalale fitino te dum no la be kala le bara dambe duwala ke mo bali la campagne ni la wolla yo campagne kono fana na be na wolla ato be ferol ke la putte kilitil paren li ke wole ni fitinialo keno
ibe iko ni campagne be na wolle la
ay bakara pour que kilitil paren li pour fitinialo keno nyame
kiditiolo
campagne kono
pour be tinyaro kala nyane
be tinyaro kala nyame bara ko tetano be wanyal la
ni wo kiditiolo wulta do be wanyar la le
be wa ko be wanyar la
man torate sotola ko kono de
hani man torate sotola de campagne be diala pake ando be denna man toro men illa saka ka ani fitinolu ani jam fa ko to wol keta wol betinyala wol keta
bismillah ni na rajibe fanan na politiko kono baring yaya jamme bijanne sanji mo anin fula pati kile ma bondino hane yatara UDP mimu pati bati ya kuwa bede ke imaya ya bondino fo kabiring ibe kafuta nyola yo adama fanan fele ay wole je ko yara fan jama wole musemboti say nata moy APRC NPP iselano nyokanne wala la nyokan omu banko e munati dino bijele bang fo Cairo tanole bije
wol ko la pati woro fanan jibe le million ko do kerin electoral fanan kafu mali
pati woro
APRC ko la lafta pati woro fanan bijo le kafu ima
APRC ko la lafta pati woro le kafu ima
bari pati nano wol be sonna ke kafu ima
dino wala pati jiwade wala hani mito
o pati la manjare wol to kala ba pati nano APRC to ko non
o APRC amunda o ba fama o kola le nyim parti na no bina
ha bari hani akari parti membe banko kan ini be kafta nyoma
ha
UDP be borna
yeah UDP killing
UDP da mambe ñu borna
campagne so amunda ibe lala nyo kan de wojele
ha ngojele o be koyrin lew bari ibe de tade jamala be na UDP fanande dol be na la UDP adum ni wato le kono be wato men kono ni opposite ta kare men mena ila jiki mo jamala be na UDP fana ila nin ko la falo fadale
sirifo
na
yenyi fana inene nyi mfonye konye ko ning baro mansonji la carte fayo tuta karnane ila foro to ikabe tula kuma kalantam fole la me alon kon na fate talla modi je wato do la se molo kamfande yo karnane tuta carte fayo si yo president e kachake me alon ko montaro wati nan akachakum mayata bake bari ko do fanam fota je modi o connecting sirifo e ka molo moyde ka fo sirifo e nyim fole katu molu ko wolu man kumaya misal fe president wala kaba selolu president wala dabulo ka furelu kungolu wulinde ka safolu keje president wala bako ka fo nasirangol le nyata state house sirangol ti dino nde yamere man baro buda katu mo kono bang pura nyini
ya so nyamen
dole wala mira fali ya bula katu mo kono pura kanyimfo
wote baro mo kiti ajo mo kale abe jomol le ama amere abe tukela president anyama sai banko mo meli ya president wala ka kabon di jendu ala be kafunen dele male anyama wala yakalla ke baro meli ke furo da kon abade sata ake den wala faya fo nin te kuma fo no la ko de ke me yalan ko molbe kontanna wati abe kar mo kilila ya fili mo la kiyataro
Allah
ada tulawole la ke bakara muta dawada yaran de kese to wala o wato la ko banda
sai mo min yalan ko ka fo ko dino kanyim min be fo dino le mo alati ban
afoya dino man ka alati mo to nyaala be bari dino buka diamu niyo la diala ka diamu kule la mi yalan ko ala karani ta la bari kana so mala de bari ibajelale na fota hani man so bari insha Allah mo nalu mutida ada kelale molika ibam mo e bari ala buka ibam ndomoye dino bi man foka nimme man so na meta ibajelale ake bayila be men man foka dugare insha Allah la mo roke na lumo bato ake bayila
dino ni mordore fanan kachata ate bota badibule ate atandina ko nin carte fighter keme o keme barobe tallul nin fulale sotola bari te fana ya tandina ko ni be lata nyoka nyaonya UDP de betambola wale la fo UDP de betambola amunde ka fonyele ko baro be boylale
baro be boylala fo moro ataki ko baga bawa abe bari bu bat ninki yankol yala ko momo ina da ku ani be ku yalalde yankol ya moy ina kan ka ku yade ka ton go ama lokum non na siya da mo to nyaare de bari butum afaye asi sabari dro
bismillah
ala benke mo man kuno to fusenna wato le fida
Usenu dabo
la man se wato asita le ngabula noma ni mambula noma sembe mambula noma iba mari la malote baila
yenyi mfana mfoko karte fayo fera tuta karnani iko jannin karte fayo fango besila taworo ni lulo bebe bola baroko male dino nyini mimbe baroko me baroko kanu dade
no mo taworo ni lula de fola wala hasembo be jilale
Allahu akbar
para talo na fonna to men ya ko da fusen kanyeda o be ketula nin keto boda ta ba ko bule ya fa wule yin ko le ne
so na campagne no fale ya fo ko tarata woda san hakate fa fa to kate fa lungo fango nin e ko karle ganyeta
ha
o ko la be kada nyaale dino
nin ganyo ke ta kanye lungo ba be falla ke to rin
kanye lungo
ha ba ta ke ade do ketu lale na ko bula bo nin ke to boda ya fa ni be kanye ta ni be kanyo lungo le be no te ma yudi be kanye lale adun ko kana fura muta mo kana sika sotala to fen sison kuma kan wala moyla fen bala moyla anen hakilo isaka ye kafunan UDP ma nga UDP dingo be amar wala ni ngamo hakili ba be amar ye na ye kafu UDP ma adama te mo ti meyal ko ku ke nyolo mu abe da men sa be hadi sebu ko wala makamo sota tin bangoka ate makamo sota ko de ala ko bandal
Allahu akbar bismillah dino sayin badama be soto la jele bang yalo sayin Gambian dalta wala yaya jamele ya dati ni ko kate fighter karle ganyeta do ko mansong wena ke anoda impaste mode yamira o fana bekela yamira ila jele o bekela la bang
men bekela nyen ko to o fa do mo jele la len aboyta
ha
iba fala ele ni ngado ke ala fala hani ya konde kum folo ama afamu bak ada be kana kuma kala bu mo le fola fo janni lo me abako wato me abako ilama ni kay boy kala ba fola ala konti kum folo fo dula do la ya de le konti aga be kallo le fola o atalo na ka fa boy ka folo so e nani dala ko boy kala man e ma soto o tu mo le ma ke ko bena
lafta nyin ngala fanan nyin dina sonko membe banko kan ba kausu fo fana Musa Sedi aya sabu mo jama be kamfaring dino mune mu yamaro to wo fannala
ntimen yamaro men soto to o mo dunya de ko ta mo banku be ko
badi wolo be pamodo Bojang tantula bake baja ila puruka ni wisdom musudo ka sirfu nyinin ka nyama balla nan ten pamodu mbaten la bake mbaja ila besiri fota ila bake aliyamo ile kachanyin atata nyamen asumayata bari ku besene yata le set do fana ye diamo ke janga ko nakumul ka kandile mbafala ko mawdu wakama bari mumona diamo nyalam kumu mukanendiro fo bari ka tonya malafo ka tonya lafo ka borin tonya danna wala ntete wokela ndum ntemu ko ge ndro nak nta wokela taw kala dol alfa fa wol fanya usenu dabo mbade ngolum tekata jam fan labake bella enol fana yella namita in next 10 minutes bella enol yella but lafta ka dula clean nama wolte mu KMC membe ke kanje Musa DRAMMEH be baro men na KMC ning al hakilo bakam aliya mo len ko panderi baye dia mo ken duna janni ka KMC la nyin scandalo nyin janni ka ko nyi dia bari yalon alam man solti e ko kuriya akadinka baramu kame KMC la CEO menkata musoti kamem foko Senabu Martin Sonko wala muy la Chief Executive Officer Senabu Martin Sonko nyin Senabu Martin Sonko nyana fang Musa DRAMMEH ning Adama Barrow itolle ye nyinta ya use yalong al haklo bakanku nyin beyo flolu menkata Rohey Malick Loti anita Ahmed Bensouda NPP lafta ñun lale mesoto no bari la kube MPP ye kamfada balad bawo mo jamal be ko and that influence ning way ñu kamfa bakal Adama Sako Adama Barrow ni Musa DRAMMEH ñene sabu han moto lo kabrin KMC ye kamana pour que tax we fi make manson on the UDP government ikata any mayoti moto lo nata men yalon ko mu Gambia la ñato talati pour environnement obitala ñamen pour mo la wesol be fundi la ñaadile pour mo la drainage system ko bol betan la ñaadile wo bakas nata I believe and I have no doubt that UDP be go tax ni be we flen 100%. But Talib Ahmed Bensouda yi aussi fal kamana Gambia e manson ke wave ye tax jo wo moto la ñen kundo say ye munake pour ka KMC Talib Ahmed Bensouda ka toti ñani Rohey Malick Lo ye mo le dundi kono me ya lon kay be wala use la ay corruption o create ge abe kala corruption to ñalati bari wo mari le fo dabe kala corruption o kono and no ning adabe corruption o kono abetara corruption o ke kande on behalf of the mayor abetara ka information o di journalist o la banda ñin Senabu Martin Sonko ay wala ke a tele ka kaytol sign Talib Ahmed Bensouda to yala ay kaytol sign many alon ko duko kaytol lel miti many alon ko illegal contracts kaytol lel miti many alon ko ay kodo donto KMC DRAMMEH alon ko KMC la meonya naka men sign ate fongo ka sign for Talib Ahmed Bensouda Talib muka kukalam tege Musa DRAMMEH yin secret lake iningi muso be nyi dilo lake kam ate musu kilimu nyin naka na aka information wota ka di pande bayla ala mansoti ate musu kilimu laka information wota aka di pande bayla aka tapale aka tol deda abe contract ko sign na KMC to yala Talib Ahmed Bensouda ka woto keje pour Talib nya naka damato sign ak ate fonka je sign Talib mantala kukalam takam kabrin KMC la nyi ponyi funtita investigation o keta inata je ko senabula nyiti yasindi suokono UDP Masakunda, this is what we're going to do. There is no room for corruption. It doesn't matter who is affected. Corruption is something by along Gambia manya naka tolerate in a banko kam. We have a country to develop. We have a future to build. So false corruption kele. And that's what exactly Talib Ahmed Bensouda menke. Ye Sonko, Madam Sonko sindi sign up priye la kiskisiro complete. Then council bina recommendation o menkala ye okay. Bari kurumu jale Musa DRAMMEH. Musa DRAMMEH is a disgrace to Gambia. Musa DRAMMEH is one of the useless ministers many alonko they will ever serve our country. Musa DRAMMEH because nyimmu molet me alonko to le baki kan iko KMC te o suspenda. Ay letter o safe KMC pour ñu muso ñing yaw bula ay tentangala dok wala. Bi so manda muso ñing report atara dok wala amamma lu fang. Muso ñi wuta atara dok wala KMC police ye bang iko ateduna kansolo nyinkono because Talib Ahmed Bensouda, the good son of the land who stand against the corruption, ako nying musukuru nying ateduna KMC la doku line pukata doku wala. As we are talking, nyine current situation on the KMC. So we see how it is going to go because Musa DRAMMEH will man lafi pour Talib Ahmed Bensouda nying kiskisiro nyinke ding kiskisiro ke da fafuta da dula do to magela ko Musa DRAMMEH to be funtila Adam Baro to be funtila andu asekeno manka wodda mati men be plano nying orchestrate asekeno atakala wodda mati plano nying abe funtila bandala moja mala to be funtila ge nyene asabu iko cancel te investigation o kala Minister of Local Governments and Lands will be investigation o nying kala pour yela move cover up ala jibere Gambia ñile mu Masakunda ti ben ka diamu to la alfaliye kana almamul ku mandi ka fo ko mu banko tilimo ñile mu alifaluti menu ka diamu ka fo ñoko mu tilimo ñana kala tane banko ka pour yake da banko ka banko la na floti ñata the taxpayers of KMC these are the people many along ko han marché siran kendo fon kay mesoto and Talib is doing everything possible ka jeko ka KMC develop the market structures and the vendors pour que la life ñinka better. Ite wokodo be sunya ye moki puru amanke kuti puru mo clean memo nyaton koti because atol man lafi walla itara ye fu yana kate fewo walla ka toti nya puru kate fe watu Musa DRAMMEH nyine ke sai afundita puru talibi nyin ko nyi kisi jumala responsibility na nyina keta nyadile angata nyadile how long has this scandal been going on Musa DRAMMEH ye bam far akwata kala bari nyina jagal koti sunya roketa wandi bu ngokono ikwebe kisi rokola kasumu je sumo ay galle sunya jumalle nabe nyola iko wotekela ite mem minister di ya mira kaira Gambia barola Masakunda ali kibede this is the government me alon ko ngamel trust that's why I call them the zoo government and he the president as the zoo guard because they are not different from that kisi rotekela banko kam Musa DRAMMEH be nyijika sifa la Gambia banko kam wala sabo atol almamulu atol alkalolu atol sefolu atol meni alon kalbe Musa DRAMMEH koto alila mo nga mumem folie sunya roka ke Musa DRAMMEH ko sunya rota kiskisila kore kaira alla minister of local governments and land Musa DRAMMEH is a thief. He is a thief. Musa DRAMMEH is a thief and he is a criminal. He's a disgrace to every single leader in that country. He is a disgrace to his family members and he is a disgrace to the cabinet, the zoo cabinet. Despite that cabinet being a useless cabinet, but Musa DRAMMEH stand out to be one of the useless cabinet members under the zoo president. Musa DRAMMEH stand out to be one of the useless ones. You never care in KMC. Mbe menkela sai, mbe nomba dunde la jam. Nimme lafta ka kolke sa kolke, but please nimme kolke kana me baki because lafta nga mo beta e baje la konsina programme ni fanan fond da soronno. So mbe mo nekela mbe nomba ji shi ala janne sign. Nimme ba kolke la you can call this WhatsApp number and you can have your say on the program. So you can call this WhatsApp number so that you can have your say on the program. Please, ya kana tambi 2 minutes ole bajela ko. Setariano prunga program tangabang. You can call this number plus 35841 7281 698. You can call that WhatsApp number on the screen and you have your say on the program, please. Nime call ke fana ya katai kana me bake e bajela ko programo nyi se taria programo nyi na prunga na programo nyi kumfa na diamu na tariandi nyene bekerin na situation of Gambia is very unfortunate that we have people like this in our country. Gambia nyimbemo aliye karandiroti pruka jeko nyendi zambakati fewo nyimmankana is a do or die. Alinga Gambia bondi corruption okono wala Gambia dondi bulo kono bulo me yalonko B Gambia be alhalo mento the next 5-6 years Gambia better go alhal clean nato. It's going to be a no difference country. B Gambia be situation of mankono by looking at the corruption, by looking at the dilapidating economy that we have, by looking at the lack of security that we have in our country, by looking at intimidation and tribal polarization in our country. Because if a president can sit on the media, if a president can be sitting on the media talking about tribe, and eventually, Yaya Jammeh in 2016 is what Barrow is doing exactly. The only difference is Barrow is a coward. Barrow is a coward. Amuka mandinko tofo kafuko you mandinkas. But Barrow is every day castigating mandinkas, telling mandinka that believe you are the largest, and all those kind of senseless talks. Those are the words that he is uttering to the mandinkas. So the difference with Yaya Jammeh is that he is a coward. Yaya Jammeh lotalako, I'm going to put you 5 feet deep. But Barrow atakalole aka mandinko luteli. And nakala all the tribes and nakala be concerned. Because what makes you people believe that neng aka nyimfu mandinko be muneba sabula samata fula tribe doe. The second thing is Gambia, I think we ought to pass that stage where our focus, where our political conversations are going to be based on tribal lines. We have a country to develop. We have so many lapidating economy. We have so many unfunctioning institutions, many are local. We have to develop those institutions. When you go to the health, there's nothing to be proud about. When you go to the education, there's nothing to be proud about. Look at the curriculums, there's nothing to be proud about. Look at the amount of food that we are importing from outside. There's nothing to be proud about, since we cannot even export a single commodity to the other countries. There's nothing to be proud about. You go to our natural resources, Gambia is losing its natural resources to the Chinese, to the Senegalese. When you look at our sovereignty, Gambia is apparently losing our sovereignty to Senegal. UDP government is ought to restore all these insanities. We are going to, the first priority, that is, we are going to modernize the agricultural sector of our country. That is what Dulal many alonke boita. Jawara time aliya understand the code. Dulal bekere Gambia la Dulal many alonko. Gambia what time Gambia ka manu fundendile ka ki banku dolto. Just like what Thomas Sankara did in Burkina Faso. Jawara la time ko wasival ka possible nore. UDP is gonna go kajeko bodulal many alonko be boita le mantra tamakan jahal pasha and all the other places. UDP la masa kunda be nyumbla le bulin la kaje ko Gambia fana ya fonso de bang. Gambia ya fonso de bang. Kaje ko Gambia ya fonso de. Kaje ko Gambia ya fonso de bang. Gambia domoro yeke domoro la kole ya weke history ti Gambia kono. Kafu ko Gambia dingo manole ke banandi be mano men domola weke history ti Gambia kono. Ni bada wate natural resources. Now the government of the UDP is going to make best use of our natural resources and to make sure that there's a right protocol for every tendering process and contract allocations menubekala on matters that has to do with our natural resources. Ibajara ko corruption on yetala. Ni barola masa kunda jibe Gambia la nyi sorefongol meni alonko alaka banko nafa men keran na nyi tuloti minerals aning na nyi kenyol nante. Eka kontrako di molle la meni alo ko tolle ni ka dilo ke wolum ka bankola namojo bankola namo mem julo be wala wallahi ni aka fu nyoma sangi sabo kono asesilo do de danu Gambia kono yene be kering Adam Barrow wala Masakunda so imuka na mojo men ye contract ko di mena wol muka na mojo instead wona mo nyin e kadi mo kum kilin wala ndolla Masakunda ko pour nga je ko Gambia develop no together mbawo batara ya sifal mbawol be pondi la Gambia kono le ngine ya sabu ñuni e jodi pike bal bay because bu ñim batara ya sifal dafa ko lel bay vigol policy nko Masakunda ka ko do min dondi motolu kunto amanjara wala mo be se fanso moto sanole hanan ñetti bab du bankol kan ka mo ñama ibe do ko wala men be do ko wala alka fanso moto la san yela moto ta ye boron ita do ko lato ila jo yewo kafu do man ni kaba ni la jo kafuta il faut se ko do ñinta bang yela moto san ko do ñin joka kafu men ye fuelo sangola ndola Masakunda ko mbogo la kala so moto jama be je men yalon ko i man na fa soto nko ko do men ka duy ko do pour ka wol maintenance akasi ale woto sayin bawo ko ñil lande dale na maintenance ko ñin do. This is what UDP government says. So, but more follow like a call. Let me connect this person. Assalamu alaikum. Hello? Yo, assalamu alaikum. Jumala mo. Ibe life le Jumala kile mo ko la mundo.
Yeah, me give kan UDP TV and media.
Okay, you welcome. Todi Badu.
Yeah, Lamin Trawale.
Lamin, you welcome to the program. Ela faka contribute la bele.
Okay, kan Gambia. Program.
Abaraka wake. Molbe moika. Okay, Lamin fala Jolonta. Lamin fala Jolonta sainteng. Mo dole fane kol ke. Okay, dole fane ba kol ke kan tenga ota. Assalamu alaikum. Jumal kilimo. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Wala voice man telephone tikang ngepig le badi I don't know for some reasons. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yo, assalamu alaikum. Jumala kilo.
Waalaikum salam wa rahmatullahi.
Alhamdulillah. Ibe nyadi tori mado.
Muhammad
Bayo. No ngulo mitati. Bayo, welcome to the program. Nabe kila faka contribute program.
Yeah, I love that contributed to one thing.
Okay, molbe moika.
I love that mumpo molia drong oro munyindi ko. Inshallah oro munyindi ka politiko ke abetema anyima. Ka wino koymala inshallah lafta wala.
Inshallah.
Wa mamum beden nim persida nyanta kata kunne bankomu abe karparate lebu anda tele be moli nyato akana kuma mi yanon ka ko asi banko mol be wili ni nyola mol tinalo na mina kala nyama persida manya na lola tele to media to katra atambita minna wol luto miliyanan ka ko ana tare man bete anak bari ate yakele ndumbira ba kala ma ke kene ba yo binana talo o kila bada ka be wolo kan ko ma te amira be dolo tinya kan bari ate pomba no tinya kan ndi amira ko ate ba ate pomba ate pomba no tinya kan du ko mono mu bi jimara be lala te la ko ate mam molo soto miliyalan ka ko be purol ko wirin la ka satol ki jeto kanda abe man se aji unara
to ya
andu na tara ko etel laman se anyi no munyi to lo min ko ate la jero to bari tel ta te yo mum ba to etel yak o do sa na ta do man sa ta dum bela trim man se anyi unara o ta be modi amarna le ke ko tan ko
andu aya ko edila de ko sayale fisata e pray lose
malu oti sayale fisata e puru ta de wini
yeah
o to anem fana banko da persida manyanna lola ka diamu lala banko fa mo le nyanda ka persida ma ko yo
definitely
because persida manyanna lola kene bato ka foko ate kata ka ba nyinuna ka ba 500 meter ane dena no fondo for moro
definitely
o to yamira te mantara molo kelendi kana dia mo ko na tamra be molo kelendi ka raba ko no kelendi kam
tonya mbading tonya
ndenda ko lo ketante bara padati banko mu yala nga ko president kalo tele to mo be siri mol be la moy dala kanyen kuma si fadu ko akelendi bi problème na wi da musa sedi do mu pengelo mbam barole ya problème o wilindi problème no wi dañim fannañi nani moldun dañola kele keta walla mole ñofa barole ya wilindi kandumu no mu baro ye munke kullo ko na be dola kene bar nyaade kaw fala malla tola
definitely
to bi na tara ko atada ko mo mol be ñosa bo ke ka walla fo dol ka fo do en ko nyanta dol falal o do barola diamo anyanta kala mutala bakele annum fana jaw fana e kana dino mol dina mol damonu dundi nyola
akumata
fana e kana sabu nyin kamala ko mol damone nyo ko tambete ya jammeta dale minaje ko baro ka o si palo because bi baro e mum fay mum ko moro la karolo mo te moro ko tanda
definitely yalo
moy baje na ko fana mu dole ko ngo ba ken na molto la fila nyola o kam mol so bindi nyola banko kanne ntela bitaw message o la kila e pour nyin kamala ko salon ko ate mu banko nyaaton ko lati banko nyaaton ko buka diamu dala so ko mandra politiko kono
abe moyla aka facebook o jibela katara mol jibe kam fonda wala ka be moyla
oto nyim fanna la nyanda kilo gate mu banko man sa kewte killing ate be gambia represent kan dula belato ate manya na diamu la ko min dasi diamu nyami nyamando manya na diamu la ko mi dosi diamu nyami nyama atla diamu nyanda satela le na wala long aka sapele
okay
because na pata molbe ba moira diamo mandia ndebe mum fala dron ko be banko diwnu bele ya marlawla insha Allah momo ni la patiyolo momo be patiyolo to na momo e dala di nendi ala sine undi andi be do nyone na minna pura na no ete be patiyo min kala ila patiyo min na ila tamoli apa ay mole na jeto bari mbesi jampanyi na fitina bande ko wala kandu nim fitino na ta te mo fe bola ndo ko lo la president pona la de persa india mo mun kay lo ko tambila aman kay radiam ki jeto aman kay radiam kan do aman tenku itandi banko kan
tonya mbading baraka bake Mr. Bayo baraka alma alay haklo
ko mi apa nyami nyama inshallah
alma alay haklo
mbedwala ko tasil na patio ganye
amin
inshallah bale akanyo nyama la kila wa mo ya rabbi ya rabbana baraka
bake Mr. Bayo
baraka
mbadi mo watul leli yo moy nyola mbadi mo watul leli yo moy wala kada Mr. Bayo ti aliya moy day ko mum fo la ko mol ni nyata sahayata bake alma ala haklo to blokono so bari badunga program mo ñu stop nga faham ko UDP la program mo nga kay kere fatu ak master science comme ça impro ngana sele nyoka ay nga jankundu bang be nga ta kere fatu nga UDP la program mo jibeje bar jannin kata se duwa mobe konto mo yan kalbe jibiro janka fali ko ala barka bake ku gilim fana ko mayata nim mesalta ke bulola ka duwa ka jeko na patio pro ala dema December 4th nga ta state abso nyin kono be basori baraka bake baraka waye so ko gel fana ko mara la faka dama do fu jang ala nga na family call bang carte sango ya datile ala nga na family call bang carte sango ya datile ala itandila carte sango mune mala disadvantage mune mo carte sango nyina problème oti yela dunia sang yela sangilu lo sang dala sibili fulala sangilu ila balu kono ya sang dala sibili fulala ye bata sangilu lo ni ya beke batati fo dum ro fonke batandi man sense make kodo membe nafala ninga siata dala sibili lulu mela kar dum ro fonsi ye ila curriculum nafa yela sangilu lo beti nyawala yena problème oti ala nga jiben famul fe ko le yakana ko dungala akole ya nyawo jara ni nyama pour nge bondi state house kono karina ni wala tutage ni ngabata Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bala woton be programme o danna jang ala ngata kirfati ko UDP la programme o masale UDP la executives ka menke kirfatu TV ala ngata woto ibaje la ko programme o kana sele nyokan ala baraka bake assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh alma ade ndi makila rahmat assalamu alaikum